You have walked a long, long way. You have carried a single question across mountains, through valleys that seem to echo with your own doubt. Your feet are bare and cracked, your stomach is empty, but this one thing inside your chest, it burns. It demands to know. You've heard of him. A young man, they say, yet his eyes hold the patience of ancient stone. Adi Shankaracharya. And he speaks a sentence that unravels everything you think you know. A single idea that, once heard, you cannot unhear. It vibrates in your bones. He says, this world, all of this, is Maya, illusion. And so you walk. 4 months. You leave everything behind because you must know. If this pain in my feet, this sun on my skin, this longing in my heart, if it is all a dream, then what is real? The journey is the question. Every step is a syllable. Every breath is a punctuation mark. You arrive not as a scholar, but as a living, aching question. And there he is, sitting by the river as if he has been waiting for you since the beginning of time. The sunset is not a spectacle. It is a silent sermon in gold and purple. The river doesn't rush, it chants. You bow. You feel his gaze, and it doesn't land on your dusty clothes or your tired face. It goes deeper. It touches the very center of that burning question. Words almost fail you. The silence is so complete it feels like an answer in itself. But you have come too far. The question must be spoken. It must leave your lips and enter the world. Revered Master, I have come from a distant land. I have left all I knew for one question. If this world is illusion, please tell me, what is real? He smiles. It is not the smile of a man who knows more than you. It is the smile of a man who sees the source of the question itself. A gentle, knowing smile that holds no blame. Sit, he says. His voice is like the river, clear, continuous. And before you ask me what is real, show me what is illusion. You are taken aback. This is not what you expected. You anticipated complex philosophy, verses from scriptures, profound debates. You came for an answer, and he asks for a demonstration. You gather yourself. You recite what you have heard, what you have turned over in your mind for all these miles. Everything, you say, with the certainty of a student. The trees, the mountains, this river, my own body, my feelings. All of it. It is all Maya, all illusion. He laughs, a sound that blends with the water and the wind. Beautiful, he says. Then tell me, why did you travel so far? You pause. Why? He continues, his eyes holding yours. Did you walk for months? Was the pain in your feet an illusion? Was the hunger in your stomach an illusion? When you hoped, with every step, that the sage by the river might have your answer, was that hope an illusion? If it is all a dream, my friend, why does the dream hurt? Why does it make you weep? Why does it make you seek? You have no answer. The borrowed wisdom feels thin, like paper in the rain. Then he does something shocking. He picks up a smooth stone from the riverbank, and without a word, he brings it down sharply on your foot. A bolt of white-hot pain shoots through you. You cry out. You clutch your foot. The pain is vivid, undeniable, total. Shankracharya's voice is calm. If the pain is illusion, why did you scream? Through gritted teeth, you say what any person would say. Because it hurts. Very good, he says, and his face is kind. The pain is not an illusion. The suffering is not an illusion. The world is not the illusion. Your interpretation of it, that is the illusion. He lets the word settle. The throbbing in your foot becomes a strange, rhythmic teacher. You see, he says, gesturing to the flowing water, the world is not unreal. The world as you perceive it is unreal. You do not see what is. You see only what your mind projects. You see your desires painted onto it. You see your fears shadowing it. You see your beliefs, your memories, your opinions. You do not see life. You see your story about life. That story, that is the illusion. Then, where is this illusion? You ask, your voice softer now. It is not in the rope. He says, it is in the mind that sees a snake. It is not in the night. It is in the fear that inhabits the night. The suffering is not in the world. It is in the mind that judges the world. The mind, with its constant naming, comparing, wanting, fearing, that is the great illusion. And consciousness, the silent space in which the mind arises, that is the real. He turns your attention back to the river. Look, is the river an illusion? No. It flows. It gives water. It reflects the sky. The river is profoundly real. But the river in your mind, that is the illusion. Your idea of it. Your judgment. It is beautiful. It is sacred. It is just water. Your name for it. Ganga, Yamuna, Mississippi. That mental image, that label, that opinion, that vanishes if I simply call it by another name. The real river exists without your opinion. It simply is. The tree exists, but beautiful tree or ugly tree, that is the illusion. The sun exists, but good omen or bad omen, that is the illusion. Your body exists. But I am young, I am old, I am attractive, I am unimportant. That is the illusion. Everything that is interpreted is illusion. Everything that simply is truth. You feel a loosening inside, a quiet space opening up. You whisper the core of your journey, the essence of your fatigue. Then, what is real? He looks at you, and his gaze is like a doorway. He speaks slowly, each word a stone placed carefully on a path. That which never changes is real. Look at all you see. Does it not change? Youth becomes old age. Day becomes night. Laughter becomes tears. Wealth becomes dust. Birth flows into death. Everything you can point to is in motion, in flux. How can that which is always becoming something else be ultimately real? The real is the unchanging. The appearance changes. The essence remains. The form changes. The formless truth remains. He cups his hand in the river, letting the water trickle through his fingers. The wave forms and dissolves. The droplet joins and separates. The river shifts its course, but the water, H2O, remains. The water is real. In the same way, the body changes. The mind changes. Thoughts and feelings come and go like weather. But the consciousness, the aware space in which all of this appears, that remains. That consciousness is real. You feel it, not as an idea, but as a subtle shift in perception. A glimpse, but he is not finished. The world is not unreal. The world as you imagine it is unreal. When you stop projecting, when you cease judging, when you let go of the compulsive need to label, then the world is revealed, not as illusion, not as solid reality, but as pure energy, pure presence. It just is. When you stop calling the world an illusion, and you stop insisting it is solidly real, in that silent gap between opinions, you find truth. Truth is not to be believed. Truth is to be seen. Seen by whom? You breathe out. His voice becomes the gentlest whisper, almost lost in the sound of the river. By the one in you that never changes. Not your mind, not your thoughts, not your feelings, but the pure awareness that is reading these words right now. That awareness without shape, without name, without birth, without death. That is the real. Everything else is a guest in its house. Everything else comes and goes. A final silence falls. But this silence is different. It is not empty. It is full. It is alive. It is the presence of truth itself. You close your eyes. You are not thinking about the river. You are hearing it. You are not thinking about your body. You are feeling it. You are not thinking about the Master. You are presence meeting presence. Something within you is untouched by all of it. The pain, the journey, the question. Vast, silent, simply watching. Shankracharya speaks one last time, his words merging with the evening. The great illusion is not that the world exists. The great illusion is that you believe you exist separate from it. When the wave believes it is only a wave, small and fragile, it suffers. When it knows itself to be water, it is free. When you know you are not the body, not the mind, not the story of your name and your life, when you know you are that infinite, unborn, deathless awareness, then the search ends. You open your eyes. The question that burned for 1,000 miles is gone. Not because it was answered with words, but because the one who was asking has dissolved into the answer. There is no separate traveler anymore. There is just this, the flowing river, the vast sky, the sensation of breath, the unbroken presence. You bow, not to the man before you, but to the recognition within you, to existence itself. The illusion of separation has, for a moment, faded away, and what remains is real.